There's also new movement on infrastructure just days before the House returns from the August recess. Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy has come out against the bipartisan infrastructure bill. In an interview on Fox Business, McCarthy slammed Democrats, saying no House Republican would vote for the bill if it remains tied to the reconciliation package. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has been trying to balance the conflicting views from both the centrist and the progressive Democrats in the caucus. Moderate Democrats have threatened to vote against the reconciliation package if the bipartisan bill is not done first. Speaker Pelosi will need nearly her entire party to vote in favor for it to pass. Peter Baker, will she get that?
Well, look, it's always a mistake to underestimate Nancy Pelosi's ability to corral her own caucus. She has shown repeatedly over the years a remarkable ability to bring together the different disparate wings of her party, even as they're fighting with each other on any important must-have vote. She won't do it. She won't bring it to the floor until she's got that. So that's still a big challenge for her going forward. Right now, she's got, as you point out, the moderates on the one side pushing in one direction, the progressives on the other side pushing another direction. She knows she can't count on any Republican votes. So she's got a margin basically of 3. And she's going to do what she has to do at this point to push both of these packages through. She's made very clear she's not going to let one go through without the other. Now, what she has to do to make that happen, we're not sure yet. That's going to be the real test. And I think that really the test for the whole Biden administration at this point. One thing that President Biden wants more than anything, I think, is to reestablish some sense of momentum and competence after the last week debacle in Afghanistan.
So, John Eilman, the dynamics on Capitol Hill are complicated, and I would think it would be in the Republicans' best interest to cooperate in some way, given, COVID raging through states where Republican leaders have gone against science, extremists trying to bomb Washington landmarks. Wouldn't they want to at least function inside the halls of Capitol Hill?
Mika, you would think that if you said I think you believe you started by saying if you were a Republican, you would think that they would see that as being in their interest, which I'll just lays clear the fact that you do not think about the world the way Republicans do. Rationality might push you towards that conclusion, but I think that Republicans have learned a lesson over many years that the route back to power for them is lockstep opposition to whoever the Democratic president happens to be. That's the lesson they learned during Barack Obama's term. I think that's the lesson that they think will apply to Joe Biden's term. I'm not saying they're right about that, but I would not give a lot of hope to the prospect that they will suddenly have an epiphany and decide, especially when you have Kevin McCarthy departing from Mitch McConnell, who you'll note, voted for the bipartisan infrastructure bill on the Senate side. Now you've got Mitch McCarthy who basically saying that essentially Mitch McConnell is too liberal for him. So if that's where McCarthy's at right now, I don't imagine we're going to see any sign of Republican cooperation in the House. And this is going to all be down to Nancy Pelosi. And as Peter said, her past proven skill at threading needles and pulling off feats of extraordinary legislative complexity that seem doomed. She somehow manages to get them done. We'll see if she's able to do that by telling all the Democrats that the fate of Joe Biden's presidency rests on them coming together here.